So today's guest is from Stellenbosch University. Please stay tuned. Sanibonani igama Nokukhanya Mkhwanazi, a third-year medical student from Stellenbosch University, and I have been tasked by the lovely Thatoo to speak about my journey throughout med school. So let's get right into it. So I will be very real and transparent with you. At the time when I was in matric, during our matric year, and we now needed to apply, the story or the incident regarding a white student urinating on the items and belongings of a student of color made it to our headlines. And going to Stellenbosch wasn't really an appealing decision. Even amongst my peers, I didn't know many people that had applied to Stellenbosch, but because I wanted to keep my tabs open, I wanted to have as many options as possible, knowing that it's very, very difficult and challenging to get into med school. I just applied. Literally, I went bizarre, applied everywhere. So Stellenbosch included. So, but at the time, it wasn't like, yay, I want to go to Stellenbosch. It was like, okay, if I go to Stellenbosch, I'll still graduate and become a doctor type of story. So matric results come out, and the first institution to respond and give me placement and final acceptance, lo and behold, happened to be Stellenbosch. So I packed my bags and I was like, I'm not going to be picky with this blessing. Thank God. And I made it to Stellenbosch, and that's how I chose Stellenbosch. But to give you another side of the story, when I found out that Stellenbosch was offering its new curriculum that did not include maths and physics in first year, girl, I was thrilled, because I was tired of doing those subjects in matric, fought very hard to get, you know, good marks. Is that what was needed for your application? So I was glad to be leaving those subjects behind. So I was like, okay, new fresh start, new approach to medicine. This sounds interesting, should be good. And I do not regret my decision on choosing, you know, Stellenbosch University. So yeah. Orientation. Okay, orientation was quite tricky, because at the same time I'm an extrovert. Okay, so I love meeting new people. I want to engage. I want to, you know, be in conversation with many new people. So it was an exciting time for me to meet my peers, meet the people I'd be studying with, you know, and just, you know, network, get to know one another, get to know other people. But at the same time, it did become overwhelming because of the amount of things that were scheduled at a time or during the entire week. So we were always busy. Like, we always had something to do. It felt like I didn't have time to rest and like breathe and take in the moment of the fact that, okay, I'm here right now. I'm about to prepare to be a first year student. This is all new for me. So it can rather get overwhelming quite easily, especially if you're someone that's a bit introverted, you know. But I think that over time, because we do get an opportunity to give feedback to the people that, or the leaders rather, that schedule and prepare and plan for welcoming. So we did mention that, you know, it can get quite overwhelming, can get a bit like, oh, I don't have like time to breathe, guys. Let me breathe, let me live. So we didn't have an opportunity to give feedback, and over time the program does change. It does, you know, get better with regards to what feedback they received the previous year. So I do think this year or going forward, they will take into consideration that you actually do need time to process what is happening. They can't just be, you know, just giving you a lot to do at a time. You need to breathe. So that was orientation for me. Yeah. By the grace of God, I am funded. I am funded by GCRA. It's a bursary. Gauteng Regional City Academy. If I'm not mistaken, that's the acronym read out in full. It is a bursary that funds students residing in the Gauteng province. So yeah, I went to boarding school in Gauteng. I've lived in Gauteng, so I then applied during my matric year, and by the grace of God, I am funded by GCRA. It covers my tuition fees. It also covers my living expenses. It also gives me book allowance. It also covers laptop allowance for the first year, though, only for the first year, then book allowance throughout your throughout the duration of your degree or studies. But yeah, it's quite a good bursary, funds everything that I need. And yeah, the applications are actually open, so if you haven't applied, please check it out. I think it will close sometime in Feb, if I'm not mistaken, but please do, if you are living in Gauteng, so do check it out. I'll be very honest, like I said in the beginning, I'm not exactly clued up on how the financial support is at Stellenbosch, but I do know that throughout the year they'll send emails regarding financial support or some bursary opportunities that you can apply for. So I do know that that is available, but we also do have a finance office in which you can go inquire about the options available, or if they have any bursaries they can offer you, any opportunities you can apply for. So, but I'm not quite clued up as to say that like I can give you a list of or a breakdown that, you know, these are the opportunities available, but I do know that there is information, and you would just need to then, you know, find out if there are any financial support opportunities that the university can offer or can help you with. How's the rest culture? So I'll speak about my rest, to be quite specific. Hippocrates, situated at Tygerberg campus. We are very friendly people. There's this like family bond or like family feeling that you get. So we, if anything, I believe we embody our house values, which are art, amity, truth, and respect. There's a sense of community that everyone has. We greet one another. There's this like friendliness in the house. Nobody feels alienated or feels you know, different, or feels sort of excluded because of maybe their socioeconomic background or the color of their skin or racial profile. I personally would advocate that you live in Hippo. Yes, a bit of promo here and there if you haven't noticed. But I love Hippo. I've been able to create such incredible friendships, you know, such incredible bonds, guys. Hippo is so, it's such a homey feeling. It gives me such a homey feeling. It feels like home. The people are kind. The people are really, really friendly. Yeah, we're always there to help. You can literally shout out to anyone you're living with in your section or on your floor, or even like the entire res, you know, you can shout out if you need help with anything. Someone is always there to help. So the res culture is quite beautiful. It's like a little community of our own that we've created, and when you enter the space you quickly learn that, okay, this feels like home, and then you also embody that yourself, you know, to the upcoming people or newcomers that are gonna, you know, live at Hippo. So it's beautiful. That's all, like, speaking upon my experience with my res. Beautiful. So at Stellenbosch, because it's situated in the Western Cape, the primary languages spoken in the province are isiXhosa and Afrikaans, and English, of course, assuming that everyone enrolling into the university knows English or knows how to speak basic English. Probably a prerequisite, not quite sure, but we do have then the option to choose between doing isiXhosa or Afrikaans. So what happens, we had like almost like an interview where they ask you what languages you are familiar with, which languages you speak at home, etc., which languages you've done in high school, and then based upon that, then they will allocate whether you then do isiXhosa or you do Afrikaans. I am doing Afrikaans because my home language is isiZulu, which is quite similar to isiXhosa. I did do Afrikaans in primary school. However, it's not like good enough for me to engage one-on-one with a patient, with an Afrikaans speaking patient. So in the Afrikaans module, or it's a part of, you know, the entire module, if I can put it that way, you learn the basics, how to greet, how to engage with an Afrikaans speaking person, how to say goodbye, how to greet respectfully, how to address someone that is female, someone that is male, how to address a child, Afrikaans speaking person, how to say goodbye, how to greet respectfully, how to address someone that is female, someone that is male, how to address a child, etc. You also learn the different body parts. What is chest in Afrikaans? So if someone says my borstbeen, you know what that means. So it's quite interesting. You learn quite a lot, and it also is integrated in the OSCE, which is like the practical examination. You also do get tested on the language that you've chosen, or that was chosen for you. So if you do isiXhosa in the OSCE, you will have a station that requires you to then practice those isiXhosa skills, speaking skills. I am in student leadership. I currently serve as the vice prim of my beautiful home that I just spoke about, Hippocrates. And I would definitely recommend it. I was in leadership in high school, and I just wanted to keep, you know, that energy going. I wanted to develop myself because I love leadership, personally speaking now. It's like an opportunity for me to grow, find myself, while also giving back and serving others. So if that is something you're passionate about, I would definitely recommend that you know, give it a thought. Give it a thought, because you also need to consider that there's also academics that are important. Before you become a student, they always say this, before you become a student leader, you need to be a student. And you being a student includes you ensuring that your academics are also something that you pay attention to, and you've put value into it. So you do need to work hard in terms of, you know, giving attention to both leadership and your academics. So it is something to pursue if you are passionate about it. I wouldn't discourage anyone and say no, definitely don't do it, but it does come with its own challenges and difficulties. But then again, if you want to put in the hard work and you're passionate about it, it is something I definitely encourage anyone and anyone and everyone to pursue if you're passionate about leadership. But yeah, no, you do not have to evacuate every time we have recess, or every time I do not have to evacuate every time we have recess. So how it works is we start school in Jan, Feb, depends on the year and the degree you're doing, and then we have recess sometime before June. It's like a week. It's like a, you know, kukumoya type of break week, just a week. Not really, because you're usually studying or, you know, finishing something else, like an assignment or whatever's coming up, probably like a test that's coming up, but we're not there. And then you have June, which is like your official 2 to 3 weeks of holiday, and then you have another recess, a week again, a week, like a breathe in, breathe out type of week in September. You only need to evacuate and pack up all your things in December. But then again, we have programs within the rest that help, you know, students pack their stuff, so you can store your fridge. We have storage units in the residence spaces, and you can store your fridge, you can store your belongings, pack it up in boxes and store it there. It's not like if you live in Mpumalanga, then you need to like pack all your things back home. You leave it at rest and you will find it, you know, where you left them the following year. And yeah, I think Stellenbosch, a very supportive community. Like I mentioned, there's also programs, I think, with the seniors as well, now that they're moving from the junior resident to like senior spaces. They have you know, a program that helps them move their stuff out, because it's like moving from one building to another building, and you can't just move, you know, all your things alone, especially if you're a little tiny girl like myself. So they do have like special program organized by the leadership, TSRC, to help with the move out and moving in process. So yeah, don't worry about the packing in, out. Don't stress about that. finances. So this is a different ball game, because now it's like the first time you're handling like quite a, you know, amount of money. So budgeting is very important, and taking into consideration that the money you get in the beginning of the month has to last you at the end of the month. You need to buy your essentials, groceries, toiletries. If you want to have a bit of fun, you know, go on an outing, relieve, you know, some stress from academics and like everything from school, you can do that if you budget wisely. So I would say I'd give a bit of tips and advice here and there. For outings, it is best if you go out with friends, because then you can like combine the costs, especially in Cape Town where we are. Tygerberg campus is quite outcosted from like the main areas where, you know, you can typically have your typical fun, or, you know, have your outing. So it's best if you guys can go in a group and then all, you know, pitch in Uber or like, you know, transport money, and, you know, go out and have fun with friends. So I think that's like one tip I can, you know, help you with. Another tip I can help with or give you to save money is utilize shuttle services, because spending like Uber money to go to a mall and back, you know, you could rather use that money towards your groceries or toiletries or your outing fees, or funding your outing. Then you'd like use the shuttle service, which is free of charge. You just need to book it. Well, at Stellenbosch we do have that option, or that open for us to use. So that's like, it helps quite a lot of students, even with outings, guys. An outing doesn't have to be something that's like a bash at a club. You could like literally go out to the mall and, you know, go to like a nice restaurant and use the shuttle. So you use the shuttle, you go out to the mall, nice restaurant with your friends, dress nice, look cute, and have fun, like be outside of campus, because it does help, you know, clear your mind and just, you know, because it does get tough. But I really wouldn't say I have a specific amount in mind to spend for groceries. It also depends, you know, how you want to buy your groceries. Are you going to buy vegetables weekly or fruits weekly so that they keep fresh? But I would, for this question, I'll just give tips on what helps me. So with things like rice, your starches that can last for quite a long period of time, I would recommend that you buy a little bit in bulk. You know, you're living alone, you're going to cook for your own. So don't buy 10 kilograms unless you know you do, but buy like 5 kilograms, you know, so that it can last longer. So you don't have to like buy gancane every time. That saves money if you buy in bulk, you know. And as well at Stellenbosch, a Tygerberg campus, we do have so many offerings and services. We do have someone that comes in and sells vegetables and fruits at a cheaper discounted price than it is in the retail or like supermarket, like your Checkers and your, you know, your normal supermarkets. So utilize those services, utilize those opportunities, make the most of them. Yeah, make the most out of those opportunities. If someone is offering to sell you, you know, quality food at a cheaper discounted price, rather use that. They even deliver it on campus, so it works out for you, and you know, it's convenient for everyone. But I would say that with the right type of budgeting, and if you use like little tips and tricks to save money, it does go a long way. It can help you yeah, with being able to like afford your day-to-day living expenses, your toiletries, your, you know, your groceries, etc. If you can see that you don't have time. I'm giving more advice than actually giving an actual amount of a budget that you'd need for your living expenses. But if you can see that, okay, this is test week, I need to get groceries, you'd rather get those on Checkers 60/60. And the more you buy on, you know, things like Checkers and those type of online grocery services, the more you get like discounted prices. So, and if you think about it, delivery is 30 bucks, okay? And taking, you know, an Uber to the mall and then having to waste more time like doing your groceries and shopping instead of like maybe studying because it's like test week or whatever, you'd rather spend that 30 rand. It will save you time, it would save you Uber money. It's almost going to be the same price, if not double. You might have to pay 30 rand going to the mall and 30 rand back, so that's 60 rand instead of just paying 30 rand to your Checker 6060 delivery and ordering whatever grocery items that you need and getting probably a discounted price should you use the service continuously. So that's like the tip I can give with regards to how much to spend or how to save or how to spend wisely with regards to your groceries, living expenses, your toiletries and outings. But this brings me to the end of the questions. Thank you so much, Thatoo, for the series. I hope it does help someone out there, and all the best of luck with your applications. If you're still going to apply with your placement, pray about it. Really, really do pray about it. If you know you're a believer, I can't really force everybody to pray, but yeah. But really do put your trust in God about it. And all the best. Hope to see you on campus, you know. Okay, guys, I'm rambling. Bye. Thank you so much, Thatoo, for having me. Bye, guys. Resident Thatoo, you're gonna have to edit this out. Thatoo, you're gonna have to edit this out, ma'am. Okay. Woo! Girl, please.